The forest had been silent for 3 days. Every clock in the town of Ashford ticked backward, and the sky bled a sickly violet. Clara pulled her coat tighter, the cold seeping through wool like it was tissue paper. Her tires crunched over gravel as she turned onto Elm Hollow Road, the same creaky dirt path where her brother had disappeared at age 12. The locals left their curtains drawn, but she'd expected that. Her mother's ashes sat in the passenger seat, wrapped in a velvet pouch she'd never open. Eli's voice crackled through the radio static. "Don't go there, Clara. The trees remember." She'd tried to ignore him, but the black veins creeping up the trees outside her window had grown worse since her mother's funeral. That night, the radio had played the same commercial loop. Ashford Hardware, your one-stop shop for time-sensitive solutions. Then nothing. By dawn, the town's clocks were all pointing to 3:07 a.m. Clara found Eli in the diner, hunched over a chipped mug of coffee. His face was gaunt, his hands trembling as he tapped a pen against a napkin. "You're not supposed to be here," he said, voice frayed. He didn't look up when she sat. The napkin had scribbles of numbers and a phrase repeated in jagged letters. "The hollowing isn't a curse, it's a reckoning." The basement under Eli's apartment smelled like mildew and fear. Clara's flashlight beam carved a tunnel through the dust, illuminating a stack of old newspapers. One headline screamed, "Cult leader's daughter disappears in 1987. Town refuses to talk." The photo was her mother, young and defiant, holding a candle in front of a carved stone face. Below it, a footnote. Cult believed time was a prison. Rituals aimed to liberate souls. Eli found her hunched over the papers, his breath fogging in the air. "You shouldn't have come," he said, but his eyes darted to the sketchbook she held. It was her brother's, pages filled with drawings of a faceless figure, its eyes hollowed into black spirals. The last page had a map, dotted with X's, that matched the black-veined trees outside. "He was trying to stop it," Eli whispered. But he didn't know where the artifact was. The artifact. The word hung between them like a live wire. Clara's fingers brushed the map's edge, the ink smudged as if someone had wept over it. The radio in her car had been playing the same static since she arrived, but now it pulsed with a voice. Her brother's, distorted and urgent. "It's in the hollow, Clara. It's always been in the hollow." The basement stairs groaned as if something had climbed them. Eli's pen snapped in half. The map's axis led to a gnarled tree at the forest's edge, its bark oozing black sap like veins. Clara's flashlight flickered as Eli muttered, "It's not in the hollow. It's you." She spun, but he was already fading, his form dissolving into a swarm of moths. The moths coalesced into her mother, eyes glowing with the same hollow spirals. "You're the ritual," the mother thing hissed. "You're the artifact." Clara stumbled back as the ground yawned open, revealing a stone altar etched with her face. Her sketchbook dropped, pages fluttering into the air. The drawings were no longer her brother's. They were hers, drawn in a looping, desperate hand. The final page showed her standing in the woods, faceless, surrounded by the town's silhouettes. Eli's voice cut through the static. "You don't remember, do you?" He appeared, solid now, holding her brother's journal. "Your mom tried to free time. It took her. Took you too. You were 6 when you vanished. Again." The journal snapped open to a page titled, "Subject to Clara Voss, Time's Vessel." The tree's sap coiled around Clara's arms, pulling her toward the altar. Her reflection in the stone rippled, showing not her face but the faceless figure, its spirals pulsing. Eli's eyes widened as the journal's pages turned to ash. "You're not here to stop it," he whispered. "You're here to complete it." The radio in her car blared to life, her brother's voice now layered with her own. Run, Clara. It's not the hollowing. It's the harvest. The tree's roots erupted, binding her as the sky cracked, spilling a kaleidoscope of decaying timelines. Her mother's laughter echoed, merging with her own. The last thing she saw before the sap sealed her eyes was Eli's face, now featureless and smiling, holding a knife with her brother's initials. The sap tightened, its sickly amber glow revealing her wrists were already dissolving into the tree's bark. Her breath hitched. This is how my brother felt. The air hummed with 1,000 overlapping whispers. Her mother's, Eli's, the faceless figures, each voice a distorted echo of her own. Eli stepped closer, the knife glinting. Your mom thought she could outrun the harvest, he said, his faceless features now a shifting mosaic of Clara's childhood. Her 3rd birthday, her first fight with the brother, the day she fled town. But you're the key. The vessel's never free. The tree pulsed, roots tearing through the soil to drag her deeper. Clara's vision blurred, and she saw it. The cult's ritual wasn't about controlling time. It was about escaping. It. Her mother had tried to sever the harvest's grip, to let the town die, but Clara's return rekindled it. The hollowing wasn't a curse, it was a reboot. Stop, Clara screamed, but the word dissolved into the wind. Eli carved the knife across his palm, letting blood drip onto the altar. You're not a vessel, he hissed. You're the antidote. The tree recoiled, its roots retreating as the faceless figure's spirals dimmed. Clara's body convulsed, memories flooding back. Her brother's laughter, her mother's warnings, Eli's hollow-eyed stares. The final micro cliffhanger? The knife clattered to the ground. Eli's face reformed. Now her brother's, now her mother's, now none of them. The twist. Clara had never been the victim. She was the harvest's architect, her childhood vanishing a loop she'd unknowingly reset. The faceless figure was her original self, before she fractured time, as the tree sealed itself. Clara's scream echoed through the town, clocks freezing in place. The black veins receded, but the forest's shadows now moved like liquid, whispering her name. The harvest was broken, but the hollowing had a new host. The forest's breath turned to frost, each shadow a writhing serpent. 12 miles east, a teenager named Lena stirred in her bed, the dreamcatcher above her door trembling. At 3:17 a.m., her reflection split into a dozen Claras, each mouthing the same warning. Run. By dawn, the hollowing's tendrils coiled around her ankles, and the knife, still buried in the altar, itched with her fingerprints. Lena's textbook slid off her desk, pages fluttering like ash. The photo of her family on the wall aged to sepia, their eyes hollowed to black. She followed the pull to the woods, where the trees leaned inward, their bark peeling to reveal pulsing roots. A crow pecked at her wrist, its beak dissolving under her skin. When she screamed, the sound came out as Clara's name. At the altar, the knife hummed. Lena's palm split open, blood seeping into the soil. The faceless figure reappeared, its spirals now mirroring her irises. You're late, it whispered, and the clocks in the town square began ticking backward. A hunter's cabin erupted in flame, then unerupted, bricks reassembling midair. Lena's mother found her at the edge of the glen, lips blue, clutching a twig that bled sap. The loop's hungry, she rasped, before dissolving into a flock of ravens. The forest swallowed her, roots knitting into a new pattern, one that pulsed with Lena's heartbeat. As the sun dipped, Clara's scream echoed again, but this time it came from the hollow of an oak. The harvest was broken. The hollowing had a host, and the loop reset.